Hi, this is Trevor Sanford with OpenText, and I'm going to be talking about mapping a drive from one OES server to another OES server via NFS. This method doesn't transfer the NSS rights, so if those are needed, this might not be the best method. But this can be a good method for transferring group-wise data using dbcopy. Here I have two servers. On the left is a OES 2018 SP3 server. And on the right, we have an OES 23.4 server. On the 2018 server, there is a vol7 that has a shared and a users directory with a few users under it. On the OES 23.4 server, we have a vol1 with not really anything on it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the 23.4 server as an NFS server. The first thing we need to do is install the NFS kernel server RPM, and this can be done with zypper. Here's the command to install that RPM. Of course, the server needs to be properly registered to install with zypper. Now that that's installed, we can add our share to the exports file. We're going to export vol1 to everyone with read-write, no root squash, and sync. We're going to put in fsid equals 1. The fsid is required when using an NSS volume. The number just needs to be unique across all the volumes. We will save that. Okay, now we will start the service with that command there. With a show mount command on the other server, we should be able to see that share. And it does show vol1. Now the next thing we can do is mount that share on the 2018 server. We will do that with the mount command. With the name of the server, as long as that resolves to the IP address. The other option is to use the IP address. And then the path to the share point. And finally, we need a place to mount it. Call it like that. This is going to fail at first because that mount point doesn't exist. But once that's created, then we should be able to mount that. Okay, let's change into that directory. And we see that it is that volume we're looking for. Okay, now we can copy some files over there. We were looking at the files in the vol7 directory. So we will do a copy of the shared directory. We'll put that over to our mount point. Now let's go ahead and take a look on the other server, and we do see that shared directory. We can do the same thing for users. And we have users as well. One thing to keep in mind when copying files from an NSS volume to another NSS volume, we want to not copy the ._netware or the DFS info file, as these are unique to each volume. And that's how you can create an NFS share and mount it up to copy files.